Hello, welcome back. We're doing another multi-movie review, and there's a bit of a story behind this one. Saw this, this, and this uh, three. It was 3 days in a row of going to the movie theater to see these. So I saw the Blind first, or as that says, the Linda. This movie right here. And then I got to see an early screening of Journey to Bethlehem. And I'm going to get it out of the way. This is basically a sandwich of movies, good and bad. Uh, Good thing that there's more good than there was bad. So I think you can figure out what the sandwich looks like here. We're going to start off with The Blind. That was the first one I saw. Uh, let's see. I was not looking forward to seeing it at all because all I knew was the title and the very bad synopsis that my mom gave me when we went to see it, which was it's about the Duck Dynasty guy. And like, I don't care about Duck Dynasty at all, have never seen anything about it, just know that they're a bunch of guys that have big beards and they do stuff with ducks, and it was a dynasty. But in actuality, it was about the founder of the company, Phil Robertson, that made the duck calls and all that. Uh, it wasn't about him making the Duck Dynasty stuff. It was about his earlier life from the time he was a child to in his teens to the early parts of his marriage. Uh, it's not a family friendly movie. I wouldn't take kids to see it at all, but it was very good. There was like one S word in it, and it really is just like this look into what can happen when you let vices, comforts, temptation take over your life and watch it all just spiral out of control. And well, we know how the story ends because it's based off of his real life. And it's really such a great movie watching someone so broken get themselves out of that situation and ultimately, you know, come to Christ and make a company and promote that and do that all on TV. Phil Robertson, the actual man, which again, I don't know much about these people. All I know is there were ducks involved. And then I watched the movie and I know more about this guy's life beforehand. And it doesn't paint a good picture of him. And he gives a little message at the end of the movie. And he says he's not proud of anything really that was in the movie, or at least a lot of what was depicted in the movie. And he went through some tough times. It was very real in many regards. And it's kind of nice that he basically says that it was real and he doesn't sugarcoat any of it. I'd give I'd give the movie like a solid 7.5 out of 10. It was good, very real. Uh, Again, probably wouldn't take any kids to see it because it can get a little too real at times. But yeah, let's move on to the middle of the sandwich, the bad. The Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie. Uh, I don't have a ton to say about this one. It was ultimately a crappy, boring kids movie. I'm not saying that kids movies are bad or boring. I'm saying it was a bad, crappy, boring kids movie. Like it, there's not a ton to say with this one. It's just a show based off of a movie based off of a kids show that I haven't seen, but based off of it, I don't think it has a ton of substance to behind it. And there have been plenty of movies based off of properties meant for kids that have been good before. This one just didn't happen to be it. It's somehow a second movie, and I feel very lucky that I avoided seeing the first one somehow. But I had to see this one anyway. So I missed the first movie. I have no context for anything. It's a very frustrating movie to watch. I got very little enjoyment out of it. The most enjoyment I got out of it was making fun of it with my mom afterwards. But it's like the main character we focus on doesn't feel very likable. Nothing really makes sense. The plot itself is all over the place. The only good part is what's his face, Mayor Humperdinck, Humdinger, whatever his name is. He turned giant for a little bit. They show that in the trailers. Yeah, that was like the best part of the movie. All in all, I'd give it like a. See, I can't in good conscience give it something above. Yeah, it's getting like a 3 out of 10. If I couldn't get any ironic enjoyment out of making fun of some parts with my mom, I don't think it would have gotten as high. It gets a pity point for Humdinger. And then Journey to Bethlehem. I got to see this as an early screening, so I won't give away too much. It comes out next month on November 10th. So, yeah, I got to see it back in September. I waited a little long to make this video, but I still have a good understanding of everything in these movies. But so yeah, it's coming out November 10th. I I want people to go see this movie. It's good. We get to another good part of the movie sandwich here. It's a musical about the birth of Jesus. And I can't I shouldn't give too much away. It's not even officially out yet. I can't spoil how the story ends. Yeah, we were told don't give spoilers for the movie after the little early test screening we got to see. It wasn't even a test screening; it was just an early screening to gauge interest and people's thoughts beforehand official release. But yeah, that was I like that. Don't spoil anything in it. Which I know they mean more like the music, the little tidbits and things that they added here and there, which I think it was a very well done movie. People might have an issue with some of the stuff that they put in there, like the fact that it's a musical. They made it comedic in many areas. People will say, "Well, that's not accurate to what the Bible says about these events," and in some regards, they're right. They probably did go a little far in a couple places, but also it's a movie and it's a musical. You can only do so much before you have to start changing a thing or two. And honestly, it's a good movie for anyone to see. Obviously, before or after seeing it, read the actual story in the Bible so that you have a good foundational understanding of what we know to be the actual events so far compared to what they did in this movie. Like, they probably made Joseph a little bit younger compared to how old he would have been for real. They add some stuff like character interests, backgrounds that are obviously not in the Bible. just to give you something to latch onto with certain characters. And I just got emails, and you could probably hear that through the video. Okay. Uh, and then Antonio Banderas as King Herod. Best part about the entire movie. He was hamming it up the entire time. He had the best song in the movie. And he's just like a madman. I don't know. It was like he was drunk almost, but in the best way possible. I can't tell if he didn't care or if he cared too much about this role. And I think that's what makes a great performance. Someone who was just having a good time on set. The the original music was all relatively pretty good. Musicals I feel like have a track record of having like one or two good songs and then the rest are just filler. Most of the songs in this were pretty good, stood out. Didn't there were there was like one filler song that I thought wasn't so great, but it at least served a narrative purpose. The worst songs in the movie were actually the two pre-existing songs that they kind of just threw in there because they were pre-existing Christmas songs or songs that people use around Christmas. And it's kind of shocking that the pre-existing good songs were the worst utilized and worst sounding out of everything in the movie. Like, how does that happen? But that's like my only negative point with it is one original song that wasn't so great and two existing songs that weren't amazing. That's all I really have to say about it. That's negative. It's getting like a 9 out of 10 from me. Everybody go see it November 10th this year. See it for Christmas. Do it. Take everyone to see it. It's just a fun movie. Seeing it for Antonio Banderas alone is worth it. Oh, and yeah, that I think that's about it. So good movie, good 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 movie, bad movie, good movie. That's all. That's what I'm gonna leave you with. All right. Take care. Bye.